Hi, I'm Katie. I have something extra special for you today. I was doing research for hair tutorials like I often do and was watching a video by one of my favorites, Kayley here on YouTube, and I'll put a link for that video right there because that's what's inspired this whole video that I'm doing right now. So what we're going to be doing is trying heart styles for Valentine's Day. I'm not really big into doing hearts on my hair or anywhere else. In fact, I was looking through my jewelry where a lot of people have the most hearts, and this is the only one I could find back from when I was really, really little. I think it's petrified wood from a museum that my parents took me to. So I don't really have hearts, but I know a lot of people like to do it, and who knows, I might find something that I really like. So let's just try and see. Now the key thing about this video is normally I edit all the stuff out if I'm trying something that's just not going right. I edit that out, but I'm gonna leave that in so you guys can see what it's like for me to be looking at a picture with, most of them have absolutely no instructions at all. They just have a picture and who did it, and I'll let you see the picture and who did it. That inspired me, and you're gonna see me try to do these things and if it's a success or a failure. So let's get started. The first thing you'll notice is I do have a very crazy hairstyle to start off with. These are my festival pin curls and they're already coming out in some places. But this is how I typically curl my hair for any curly hair tutorials. So you'll definitely want to check out that link as well. Usually I don't let it fall apart like this and I have flowers in it. It looks a lot prettier than it is now. But this is what I do to curl my hair without causing any damage to my hair, and I do it all the time for my curly hair tutorials. I love these curls. They don't stay forever because my hair is so long and heavy, but we'll see how long they last trying to try out different hairstyles or if I pull my curl out. Okay, I think the first one I'm gonna do is the one that requires the most curl to be intact, so that one looks as close to the picture as possible. And for those of you that are wondering, this is my puppy. This is an absolutely adorable hairstyle, and I would love to do this on a little girl someday. All right, all of these are half updos, which I think are automatically very romantic looking. So that also makes it easy for me, so I don't have to be taking my hair down and ripping my hair out in front of the camera. Hopefully I won't do that for you guys. So let's start right up behind the ears, all the way up there. And try to separate this, like I said, without ripping my hair out and without pulling apart too much of the curl. You know, normally I would leave some hair down, and if you have any face framing layers, you can feel free to pull those down. You could even have chunks that you leave down like you've seen in my other tutorials, whichever way you think is most flattering, but I'm going to do these authentic to the look, and they had all their hair pulled back, and hopefully, yes, I have a clear elastic tangled in with everything else. I like to use the clear ones when I'm further up the hair than halfway, because you can break those and get them out of your hair, as opposed to the colored ones, even the ones that are colored like your hair, like the brown ones that I have, because they don't make red ones. Those don't break very easily at all, and the further up you have them, the more chance they're going to catch hair on the way out and rip it. 2 braids coming out of the part that's up in the ponytail. Okay. And they each have a curl on the end. So let's see if I section off this piece, if it has a curl on the end. I dropped it. Wait, I think that will work, right? Okay, so it's a 3-strand braid. Sorry, my elbow's in the camera. This is real, folks. This is real. All right, it looks pancaked. So I'll clip it off about here. Make sure we get that pancaking in. Now's where I use the brown elastic. Now we do the same thing again. That does not look like awesome curl. Try again. That looks like a mess, but it is a curl. They're just all going different ways. I can work with that. And yes, this style was done on a little girl, but I thought, you know, it's a heart hairstyle and it's Valentine's Day, so super cute is what most people are going to be going for. And it's definitely not something you'd be doing all the time. Challenging part is turning this into a heart on top of my head. And I've got way longer hair than that child. Oh my. Okay, how am I gonna do this? This is where her braids end, and I need to shore up all of that. And I can just stick a bobby pin in here and shorten my braid. See, I'm just figuring this out as I go. Right, like that. And this is where I'm gonna need these itty bitty bobby pins by Sally's. Her two curls are bound together, and that would save me a lot of grief if I can get it accomplished. Okay. Now that I made them shorter, I can't see them in front of my face. Come here. And not at all going the way that I want them. All right, well, that's actually holding with just that one. I thought I was gonna have to do more, but this cannot be allowed to stay like that. I'm gonna have to tame these back down into little curls. Otherwise, I am going to look like I have antenna, and it is not the 80s or the early 90s when that was in style. I'd say I was dating myself there, but I only noticed because my cousins were doing it and they were older. My curls are not as perfect as that little girl's, and they're not wanting to stay down. I think this hairstyle, can't see it, probably looks better from the top down than it does just going out into public like this. So if you're doing this on a little girl, it's probably going to look 10 times better than on an adult, because if you're taller, you're looking down on their heads. So it's gonna look even more adorable. Maybe not on somebody who's 5'8".
Now that I'm looking at the picture a little bit more closely, I can see there's a butterfly in the back to hide the hair tie. That's absolutely genius.
All right, this next one says it's a flip true ponytail and then a Dutch fishtail. I think she may mean a flip through ponytail, unless somebody's changing the jargon and I'm not aware of it.
This next one by Toja's Hair is really pretty, and just want to give them credit for that. Very beautiful.
So I have a topsy tail somewhere. I have no idea where it is, but that's okay. I can do it with my hands. And it's looking like, instead of the old original topsy tail that goes into the top, this is coming up through to create more volume on top. That's my guess. Okay. So we're gonna wing it because that's all the instructions that there are. To make a flip through pony is you separate the top in half, and then you stick your fingers through and try to pull just this part through without pulling the underside through, because that hurts. Okay, and then tighten it up, and you can see you get that automatic bump lift on top, which is really nice. Actually, I really like that. I might use that for the second one. Okay, so a Dutch fishtail. Don't you hate it when there's that little piece right here that likes to boing, stick out all the time? Be very gentle with your hair or you're gonna rip it out. Feel with your fingers. If you feel it starting to knot up, go down to the end and loosen it. Oh my, let go, let go. Don't rip my hair. not going all the way down with this one. Whew. My arms are getting tired. There it is again. To be fair, this hairstyle, when you see it, isn't overtly a heart, which is great because that makes it a little bit more user-friendly throughout the whole year. So let's see. What I'm supposed to do without seeing anything in a mirror, apparently, is to start pancaking. I'm going to check this in the mirror to make sure I didn't make a total botch of it. And how on earth did hair get stuck in here? Ow, ow, ow. Not only did I get those nice and even, but my heart is way too long, so I don't know if I can pull this up sufficiently. So less is more on this one. Okay. And as you can see, it's not a super obvious heart shape. Now she has it tied off with a ribbon, and I'm going to do that as well. And here is a great tip for you guys. Ribbons are very in fashion right now for your hair. So if you're not ready to update your wardrobe, put a ribbon in your hair and you are going to look very trendy. I really like this. I think this is very usable. And it's easy. It didn't take hardly any time at all to do that because I was only doing 3 inches worth of braid up there. Put in a ribbon, and yeah, that's super cute. This one looks the most intricate, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna leave that pull through like I had. I think that's gonna work really well for this one.
Our last one here, I do not believe is by this Instagrammer. I can see that there's a signature on the photo, but I cannot make it out. So if anybody knows who I can give credit for this photo, please let me know. I want to give them credit. This is an absolutely beautiful design.
2 halves. There we go. And we're gonna work on this side. Fuzz. Okay. And this is a fishtail. So again, we're gonna split it in half. And these fishtails are symmetrical. I'm not really going to try to analyze and make sure that I have the symmetry right because I'm looking at the back of her head. I'm just going to make sure I get them symmetrical in front while I'm braiding, and then it'll be symmetrical in the back. Okay, I'm breaking one of my rules there. If you keep going like this while you're braiding your hair, you're going to end up with a terrible kink in your neck. So try to have good posture while you're braiding. Another thing that I probably should do a video on this separately, but when you are standing and braiding is make sure you don't duck butt. So you want to tuck your pelvis under so your tailbone is tucked under really nicely. Otherwise your back is going to ache. You guys are lucky because I'm probably going to speed up the video for you so you don't have to sit here like I am through every single stitch in real time. Oh, well look at that. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. You don't see that. I'm going to start pancaking this out as big as I can make it. Both sides are done, and if you'll notice, mine are a little bit less defined and a bit more messy than hers. If I was going to do this exactly like hers, I would have taken the time to pull on each strand individually to get that absolute perfection all along, but I'm tired. I don't have time for that. So let's make this a little bit more realistic for every day. Okay, so we want a heart shape, and I'm just feeling here. It feels like I've gone down a little too far, so I'm going to join these here with an elastic. all of that hair in here. And that strand that I left out, I just ignored it. It'll get lost in with the curls. It'll be fine. And now I think, even though I'm getting lift here from this, I'm going to have to start pinning these down into place to make sure it's a heart shape. The great thing about pinning fishtails is the volume that you really want. Oh good, I can see in the camera. The volume you really want out of the fishtail, once you pull it apart like this, it's going to stay. So I'm going to go in through behind because I don't want the tip of my bobby pin showing. Cut that down. Try not to go all the way through to the front of the fishtail. I like this. It's not overtly in your face, I'm a heart, but it's a heart. I can tell it's a heart. It's got a really subtle elegance to it. Okay, it's a yarn needle. So blunt tip, it's really great. You thread your hair through it, just make a loop and pull it through like that. If you don't have one of these, you can use a bobby pin and do pretty much the same thing. You just have to feed the bobby pin in through backwards. So I've got my piece of hair there. Up there is the elastic I want to hide. So I'm going to go behind it. And pull my hair around. And then do that one more time. And then lose my end. Uh-oh. Which one's the end? This one. It's moving. Okay. And then just go back through, straight down, to let this hair lie with the rest of your hair. And double check, make sure that worked. I can't see it anymore, so I guess it did. Alright, so that appears to have worked. I really like this from the front too. And it's important when you're doing hairstyles to make sure that it looks good all the way around. And a lot of times people, I think, neglect their face and their face shape. So you should make sure that this is complementing your face shape. And I like when that's symmetrical. That one seems to be bumping up a little bit more, but this looks good. That looks great in the back. You could hide this too if you wanted to with a strand of hair looped around. I'm not too worried about it because it's pretty much not noticeable. Well, this was really fun and unique because you get to see what I do a lot of times behind the scenes before I even film a hairstyle for you. So all this experimentation process is done in my bathroom, and I take pictures of it afterwards if I like it, and then I do a formal video for everybody. So you got to see this raw the very first time. So not perfection, but I think they all turned out pretty okay. I would say the first one that I did, boo, not for me, not for me. I would totally do that on my little nieces. It would look fantastic on them. But yeah, sadly, just not gonna work for me. I'm too tall. The second one I really liked as well. It seemed to me more of a schoolgirl style, something that I would do if I was in the mood for. I really like big, fluffy braids. I really like that, and I like half updos. So this third one was a win-win combo for me personally. So tell me which one that you like the best. This one is definitely my favorite, and I'm going to be doing this one again, which is very unusual for me to hear myself say that I'm going to be doing this again because it's a heart on my head. And like I said, I'm not that into hearts, but I think think I'm gonna do this one again. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, comment below, and hit subscribe, please, so you don't miss the next episodes coming out. I do hair tutorials. Typically every single weekend for you there is a new one, and in between that is going to be great lifestyle videos that I hope are a blessing to you. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.